I keep on having this dream, and in this dream, well, I'm not sure if I should call it a dream or a nightmare. Anyway, we are all animals,
Hello everyone and welcome to another
and I'm
episode of
explaining Mexicans as an animal, and I am the narrator of this explanation. I use stereotypes to explain what Mexicans are, and as I'm using stereotypes, I'm automatically accepting them. The most interesting part is, at some point in this, I realize it's not a dream, but what this actually is my reality, because this has become what I actually believe. At some point in my life, I realized that society as a whole did not view Mexicans as a positive thing to be. I'm not really sure when this was. It wasn't a very exact time, or more of a period. Anyway, when I realized this thing, I didn't fight it. It was just that I felt like it was just too big for me to handle. And what I did was instead, I just accepted it. The ugly thing is that when I accepted it, I stopped accepting that I am Mexican. Or more better said, I stopped wanting to be Mexican. This is when I left behind many of the things that I liked and enjoyed and began trying to do this new life. I believe that the reason behind this action was so I could personally break through the glass ceiling. And breaking through the glass ceiling, opening up new windows for me, and being able to be more than just a Mexican, and becoming something else. My mother's very religious, but not close-minded. She was born a Mormon, then became a Luther, I believe. After that, she became Catholic. And today, she's working herself into becoming a Jehovah's Witness. Religious, but not close-minded, like I said. Me, I push away from religion because it's a Mexican characteristic. I'm normally not the type of person to be completely against looking into something, but it's a Mexican characteristic. I don't want to be your typical Mexican. Like I said, I don't want to be Mexican. Latin America has a very long history of being controlled by religion more than it is actually controlled by governments or corporations. This just sounds so stupid to me that I just don't want to be Mexican. So I just force myself to not want to be religious. They send me letters and call me all the time because of my last name. Because I'm Mexican and they expect me to want to be religious. I'll never really understand them. An interesting story in a different subject. I went to the store once and I wanted to buy some kale. Kale is a plant. I guess it's green, but it looks nothing like cilantro. Yet, when I went to the register to pay for it, I was charged for cilantro. This really pissed me off. I went on rants about it to everybody I knew for weeks. Not really sure if they understood why I was mad. Because cilantro is way cheaper than kale. If it was anything else, I probably wouldn't have been mad. But it was the fact that I was forced to be Mexican in that moment that I was mad. I didn't have an option. I wasn't even given an option at that moment to be anything else. I was automatically Mexican. This goes along with me not wanting to eat Mexican foods. I don't go to restaurants ever. Mexican restaurants at least. Because I don't want to eat like a Mexican. I also don't want to listen to the type of music that Mexicans listen to. I'm always expected to listen and know who these Hispanic artists are. I don't ever know them. Yet I'm always constantly being asked if I've heard the new song from some random Hispanic name artist. Or what was that song they heard on the radio? No, that's not the way it works. Awkwardly enough though, to be completely honest, I used to love music in Spanish. But around the time that I started wanting not to be Mexican, I stopped listening to it. Anyway, with all that said, we are animals, and that is okay. But we do not need to be different species. Stereotypes have torn us apart. They have created barriers between one another and made us feel like we have to fit the specific prototype that we have been given. But what if you want to be something else? That's when it gets very complicated and it gets very hard, because then the rest of the world will continue to see you the same way. And this will make you end up hating yourself without realizing it and blame others for it.